Alright, I'm back with a brand new pickups video. It's been a while, but as a result, I think this is probably going to be my longest one. So, yeah, I'll hopefully not waste too much time though, and let's just get stuck right in. So, the first thing I want to show off is this RZA presents Wu-Tang Killer Bees The Swarm Volume 1. This came out in 1998. It's basically like a compilation, not only of like the core Wu-Tang members, but also a lot of the affiliates as well. People like Remedy, Ruthless Bastards, Black Knights of the North Star, Wu Syndicate, Sons of Man. You know, it's a really good compilation. I highly recommend it. I know a lot of hardcore Wu-Tang fans swear by this compilation, and yeah, it is really great. So, my favorite song is probably Never Again by Remedy. It's a really fantastic song, and that ended up being on his debut album. I believe it was called The Genuine Article. It came out in 2001. Yeah, that's my favorite song from this compilation. But yeah, definitely well worth picking up. Shouldn't be too expensive. Um, Next one, another compilation. We've got Tales from the Hood soundtrack. Came out in 1995. This was for a horror movie, but I've never seen the movie. But the soundtrack is really great. Hardcore soundtrack. You've got Wu Tang again, but first song is actually credited as a Wu Tang Clan song, but it's actually an Inspector Deck solo song. I guess they just put Wu Tang on there, to sell more copies kind of thing. But ODB is on here as well. He has his own song. The Gravediggers are on here. You've got Face Mob on here, which was like the group that Scarface was with in like the mid 90s. You know, they put out an album in '96. MC8 is on here. Spice One's on here with Born to Die, which is a fantastic song. That's my favorite song on here. Yeah, it's a really good soundtrack. The only song that it doesn't really fit is the song by The Click. Like that doesn't. Yeah, The Click don't really belong on a soundtrack, I guess. But yeah, really good, and I definitely recommend it if you're into your dark sort of hip hop. Definitely the best. The only other like horrorcore movie soundtrack that I can think of is the Fear soundtrack, and this is better than that. So yeah, I did a review on that soundtrack as well, The Fear. If you want to go check that out. So yeah, here's another soundtrack. Street Fighter soundtrack came out in 1994. The film terrible, but the soundtrack is actually surprisingly good. You got Ice Cube, Nas, The Pharcyde, Paris, LL Cool J. It's actually a pretty good soundtrack. Just I know the film is bad. I've seen it. It's not good, but the soundtrack is surprisingly solid. I actually do recommend it. Pretty good. Um, my favorite song is the Paris song, Street Soldier. That's pretty good. Check it out. Next album is an album that I thought I had, but I didn't. So, yeah, Mobb Deep, Hell on Earth. I thought I bought it last year, from a shop that I like to go to, because I would see it in there all the time, and I thought I picked it up or something, but I ended up not having it. But I do have the Infamous, and I have Juvenile Hell, which I showed off in a video before. So, yeah, fantastic album. This is the original version, which has like a picture inside, which you don't get in the re-release, and also this is the European version, which has Shook One's Part One on it. So yeah, fantastic album. Don't need to say anything more about it. It came out in 1996. Yeah, I'm sure everyone watching this either has this album or has heard it. So yeah, fantastic stuff. And yeah, it's fucking very gritty, very straight, man. Fucking Prodigy goes in. Fucking quality production, man. Quality street rap, man. You know what I mean, man? Fuck. Yeah, so Hell on Earth, very good. Um, Next album I'm going to talk about is a similar cover, but nowhere near as good. Ice-T, Seventh Deadly Sin. I haven't listened to all of this yet, but yeah, I'm not really feeling it. It's not terrible. Like I like sort of the dark production on here, but no, it's just not great. Ice-T was well past his prime at this stage. Even though I did like Ice-T 6, Return of the Real. I actually quite like that album, but yeah, I don't know. I just wasn't really it like his flow like slowed way down and stuff like that. I don't know. But some people do like it though. I have seen some people say this is his best album since OG Original Gangster, which is just madness, really. But yeah. What can I say to that? I don't understand why people don't like Home Invasion. If you like OG Original Gangster, I don't see why you wouldn't like Home Invasion. But Oh well, Ice-T, Seventh Deadly Sin came out in 1999. Interestingly, in Europe, this was distributed by Roadrunner Records, which is strange because they're usually like a metal label. So, um, next album I'll speed through this one because I've already shown this off before. The Dog Pound Dog Food, I got one with a proper cover, and this is the original European release, which Island distributed. And as a result, you've got like the Island thing at the top there, with the Death Row logo on it. That's cool. But yeah, just show off. I got that as well. Next album we're going to show off is E40 in a Major Way. Fantastic album. This came out in 1995, as well as Dog Food. Really, really great. Um, yeah, most well-known songs are "Sprinkle Me," "Dusted and Disgusted" with Tupac, Mac Mallon, Spice One, "One Love." Yeah, a really great album. I don't know why it took me so long to get this because I have like all of his other albums that came out like around it. So I don't know, idiot. So yeah, finally got it. E40 in a Major Way. Um, Next album is Easy E. Easy Does It. This is the 1988 original UK pressing, which is really cool. You can tell because of the parental advisory thing in the corner. It says these songs contain explicit lyrics. Parental guidance suggested. Very similar to the Straight Outta Compton original. Um, it also like the European UK version also has like these plain spines, which I don't really like. And we've also got the weird pink disc make its return. So yeah, I really like that I've managed to get an original one. That's why it took me so long to get this album. But yeah, I have heard it many times before anyway. Fantastic album, you know. My favorite song on here is actually "Two Hard Mothers," which is a song, but I don't really hear people talk too much about. But they're really known well-known songs are really great as well, like "Easier Said Than Done," "We Want Easy," "Boys in the Hood." You know, those are all classic songs. Classic album, easily. Yeah, next album I got kind of on a whim. Um, my friend, hip hop enthusiast, also known as Kyle, he has been talking about Funk Dubious a lot recently, and he's gotten me into the big like Funk Dubious mode. And I listened to like the albums that I bought from them quite a bit recently, and I also just thought I'd buy this Funk Dubious Troubleshooters that came out in 1997. Um, Actually, surprisingly good album. I actually quite liked it. Even though like I looked up online, no one seems to really like this album, but I actually did enjoy it. I thought the production was pretty good, like pretty dark throughout most of it, and some cool guest appearances on here. You got like Daz Dillinger on here, Cam is on here. I think there's a couple of others. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, it's actually a pretty good album. I was surprised. Yeah, but it suffers, you know, but compared to the first two. Like the first two albums, had DJ Muggs on production and stuff like that, and Troubleshooters doesn't have any Muggs production, which hurts it. And Tomahawk Funk, who was like the sort of secondary rapper in the first two albums, he was absent on this album. He left Funk Dubious to help raise his child, so yeah, he's back with them now. They still like play live shows and stuff every now and again. The only album that I need by them is like the one that they put out in 2009, which I've never really heard before until recently. But I heard one song from it, and it was actually pretty good. So yeah, you never know. Next one is more West Coast stuff. Is Ant Banks Do or Die. This is his third album. Came out in 1995. Very good album from what I've heard. I haven't listened to all of it yet because this is my most recent get, but yeah, really like Ant Banks. I think his production's fantastic, and he's a pretty good rapper as well. The only this is like I'm pretty sure it's the last album he put out where he's actually like rapping and stuff like that. But he put out an album after this called Doing Fangs, I believe it's called, and that was like an Ant Banks presents kind of album where he did all the beats, but he got different artists to perform over him, kind of thing. Yeah, this has like a weird signature on the back. Huh. Only just noticed that there now. I don't think that's on like the actual sleeve. I think that's on the kit. I don't know. I might be losing my mind. I don't know. But Ant Banks Dear Die, really, really good. I like Ant Banks a lot. I think he's cool. Next one I actually bought from the shop that I used to like to buy CDs from, but recently I went in and they've nuked the hip hop section. The hip hop section is dead, apart from this little like this little small section, and it's like clearance, like everything is like 25% off or whatever. And I was just looking through, and I don't have that much stuff left. But I saw this Stetsasonic On Fire originally came out in 1986, but this is the 2011 repressing. It's like a digipack, and yeah, I thought I picked it up because I probably wasn't gonna say it again. I ended up getting it for like £6 or £7 or something, which is like how much it goes for on Amazon anyway. And then you have to pay like shipping and stuff like that on top of that. So I thought I might as well pick it up. I quite like Stetsasonic, you know. I like my old school, proper old school hip hop, you know. Prince Paul, Freakwand, Daddy O. You know, this is good stuff. I enjoyed it. I actually like this album more than their second album in Full Gear, which people seem to like more. But that album was so all over the place. This is more consistent. Yeah, I like it. Stetsasonic, On Fire came out in 1986. Um, yeah, these next albums I'm really happy to get. Um, First of all, I've got Above the Law's second album, Black Mafia Life. This came out in it's copyrighted in 1992. I see a lot of people say it came out in 93, but it's copyrighted in 92, so I'll say 93. I really like this album. This is actually, I think it's actually my favorite Above the Law album, and that might shock some people because no one talks about um, Black Mafia Life at all. At least it doesn't seem like it. You know, most people when they talk about Above the Law, they talk about either Living Like Hustlers or their third album, Uncle Sam's Curse. But yeah, this is actually my favorite. I think this is really good. I think the beats on here are dope, and you got some really cool features on here, like Tupac's on here, Money B's on here. Eazy drops a really good verse on this album. MC Ren on the song Process of Elimination. That's a really good song as well. And the song VSOP is an absolute banger. Yeah, I really like this album. Really happy to get it. So yeah, Above the Law, Black Mafia Life, and we've got some more Above the Law. We've got Uncle Sam's Curse. This is the Japanese reissue, but as you know, my good friend Mike showed off in his video. Oh, the disc popped out. That's not good. As my friend Mike showed off, this is like a Japanese reissue that actually maintains the original art, which is good. You know, even though there's some like Japanese text on like the spine and stuff like that, you know, for the most part, they've kept it true to what it was really like, which is good. Some of the Japanese reissues, you know, most of them have the horrible silver discs, and sometimes the backs are different and stuff like that. But yeah, this one keeps it the same, and this is a very good album, very laid back, G-funk stuff. Yeah, I really like this album too. I just prefer Black Mafia Life, but this is a very good album too. Most well known for the song Black Superman. Yeah, very good. They got a little bit more political on this album as well, but yeah, I like it a lot. Next is more Japanese reissue stuff. Little Half the Dead Has Arisen. This came out in 1994. Uncle Sam's Curse also came out in '94. If I didn't mention that. Similar vibe actually. You know, both kind of laid back G-funk stuff. Little Half Dead is Snoop Dogg's cousin. If you didn't know, one of his cousins. And you hear Snoop mention him on a couple of songs as well. But I never really checked him out until fairly recently. And I thought, yeah, this guy's good. Need to get his stuff. So yeah, Little Half the Dead Has Arisen. This came out in 1994. Good album for sure. And I also got his second album that came out after that. Um, Steel on a Mission, which came out in 1996. Pretty much more of the same, you know, laid back G funk stuff. But yeah, another very solid album. Highly recommend it if you're into your West Coast stuff like the way I am. Next album is Cool G Rap and DJ Polo, Wanted Dead or Alive. I wanted this for ages, and I finally got it for a good price. And it's the original 1990 pressing and everything. I'm super happy to have it. So yeah, I love this album. Most well-known song, Streets of New York, but my favorite songs on here are Wanted Dead or Alive and Talk Like Sex. That's a great song. Those are my favorites. But yeah, fantastic album. I don't know which one I like more, this album or Live and Let Die. I don't know. I think I slightly prefer this, but I think Live and Let Die is a bit more consistent, you know. But I really like this album too. I don't know. It's hard to tell. And next I've got Gangsta Nip, Psychic Thoughts Are What I Conceive. This is his second album that came out after South Park Psycho, which is his best for sure. But I still like his other stuff as well. This album, um, yeah, it's pretty similar, but like not quite as like over the top and as crazy as South Park Psycho, but still very good though. And yeah, I have more Gangsta Nip to show off. Here's his third album, Psychotic Genius, which came out in '96. Um, More kind of G-Funk influence beats on this one, which is true of like all of Rap a Lot stuff, like in '94, '95, '96, like they all kind of had that sound. And yeah, this is a very good album as well. And I also got Gangsta Nip's fourth album, Interview with a Killer. I really like the artwork for this. Like, I love how dark it is. You can't really see, but it's like him up against like the barbed wire and like like the stock thing, whatever the fuck they're called, and the and he's being interviewed. I think that's cool, and I like the logo a lot. The bloody logo at the top. It reminds me of the. Here's an obscure reference for you, but it reminds me of the game Loaded, which came out on PlayStation One and Saturn. If you look it up, the box art, the logo just looks exactly like that. Yeah, his albums kind of got worse as they went on, but I still quite like this. You know, it's entertaining enough. The beats and stuff like that are still pretty dark. The thing that I don't like is that like he rapped more normal as things went on. Like on the first album, he sounds like a crazy person, which is really like entertaining. And just as he went on, he sort of rapped more ordinary, you know. But still pretty good, still pretty fun to listen to. And yeah, still happy to get it, you know. I got all these like fairly reasonable price as well. Like I paid up a bit for this one, but still not too bad compared to what it can go for. So yeah, that's it. I managed to get through this in less time than I expected. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my pickups. I hope you guys enjoyed my terrible impression of another YouTuber, and I hope you guys are having a good day and stuff like that. I recently hit 50 subscribers, and I'm really happy about it. So thanks very much for all the support, guys. You know. Thanks, you know, to everyone who supported me, you know, guys like Mobilarity One, you know, Jake McMahon, Hip Hop Enthusiast Mike Sears, Hip Hop Reviews for Yous, you know, Killer Tapes 93, all those guys have really, you know, given me tons of support, and I really appreciate it, guys. And yeah, I hope I get 100 someday. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks.